You're welcome here if you're she, he, we, or they. You're welcome here if you're gay, straight, or working it out. You're welcome here if you're in a relationship, single, divorced, or widowed. You are welcome here if you're inked, pierced, both, or neither.
You're welcome here if you're young.
Or young at heart.
You're welcome here if your neurons like to be typical or like to be spicy. You're welcome here if you're more Christian than Colin from Witch Hazel or haven't got the whole faith thing yet.
You are welcome here if you're living on a prayer or could use a prayer right now. You are welcome here if you've got it all sorted or if you've got doubts. You are welcome here.
Hello. How are we doing? Good to have so many people in straight away. Hope you're doing all right. Evening retro. I like that. Very good. Very good. Yeah. I think other liquor might be more tea, please. Yeah. Hope you're all right too. If you are joining us for the first time, just a chance to hang out, to share any updates that you've got in terms of music, particularly if you're into rock, metal, goth, grunge, alternative, or general alternative lifestyle. Everyone's welcome. We start off usually by just taking a breath because it is Fri-yay. So shout Valhalla, raid the fridge for you've made it through the week. Oh, controversial. Hey! Yes, we see. I'm technically a Lancastrian. I don't know what the Lancastrian equivalent is. Yeah, but hey up me duck. Having moved from Leeds and spent a lot of time in Nottinghamshire, when my next door neighbour said, "Hey up duck," oh, I'm in the Midlands. Yeah. Evening. We're at Peaky. Hope you're all right up there, down there, where you are, all of you. Yeah, so let's take a breath. We've made it through the week, leaving aside football, leaving aside all the other stuff for a moment, just to breathe in and breathe out. Blisters and others, let us gather.
As moon rises, the sun slips sight. Begins the ritual of this night. For those convinced their path is right. Gathered from north, south, east and west, yet called at another's behest. Those treading the path that is left. From near and far, come as you are to this place and embrace this space as darker hue embraces you. Of water, spirit,
Evening,
earth and fire, confessing the sins of empire, we come with our wounds and desire. Sensing that we are not alone, drawn to the flame that guides us home. For here, you, me, and yet to be. Importance and signs of these times, for the sake of all those maligned, is yet the home of the divine.
All hail Clehendra and his golden guitar. Get on with it. Yeah. Yes, this is true. Witch Hazel are from the mighty Lancaster. Yeah. It's very weird. knowing that I, when I went to university there, having been born there, moved away, not in Lancaster, in Manchester, just throwing a pen across the room. Excuse me. Ow! No vicars were hurt in the making of this stream. Yeah, and then to discover that's kind of where Witch Hazel, so the place I went to in Lancaster, that's where Witch Hazel kind of play regularly when they do local gigs, which is awesome. Especially if you can hear my chair squeaking. It is my chair, I promise, it's not my knees. It's like that scene from, is it The Nun? Annabelle? One of those with the sort of, rocking chair. Also used in by Hammer in the remake of, oh man, The Woman in Black. Yeah. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with anything. So we start off. Thank you. Music this week. Matey, this is the first few AC/DC albums. Nice. So yeah. So what are people's opinions on? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but like, does people have a view on whether you prefer earlier Bon Scott stuff or the later stuff? Particularly in terms of vocals. I mean, absolutely no disrespect to Bon Scott. I think I prefer. I think I prefer sort of Back in Black era stuff. I think maybe that's just because like that's what I heard first. Maybe I don't know, but so that's cool. What else are people up to? What else you're cheerful for? I know Mr. Colin Hendra of Witch Hazel fame is offering guitar lessons, including a free 15-minute session to see if it's going to work for you. So check out Witch Hazel on Facebook or on Bandcamp. What else has rocked for you this week? Things you've been listening to, places you've been, bands you've seen, grass you haven't cut, cars you haven't washed, heat you've wanted to wave goodbye to. Yeah, how's life been for you? Let's share some good stuff to start with. We're going to share stuff that we're thankful for, but do it in a more kind of Viking way in Old Norse, which is Cheesentap, because that's more metal. Viking metal, battle metal, Saxon. So I'd like to hear what has made Yao say this week. Doodle Jack in your sort of growly death metal voice. And well, we put some comments in. Get your ears round. All hail the Halifax! Ooh, nice avatar, by the way. Strolls out for some air, something hot there is big rock.
Hear the crowd as we roar. See the eagle, it soars, win and rain, refresh once more.
Make your prostate in there.
From fear, hope redefined, we will not be denied. For we yet alive. Invoke the threefold name and rekindle the flame. Faith, hope and love they remain. The song shall stay the same.
Where's my no double tape? Did I have the microphone?
It feels like it's all gone too. Shall we be downcast too? stand shield to shield, together in the field. We freeze to yield. Steadfastly holding the line, full of wings in eternity's time. We keep pressing forward until the last, and our crash shall be forever. Choose attack.
In it, won't it be? Juice and tack. Slightly more. That's a Yorkshire Viking. Yeah. Anyway, lots of juice attacks. This is awesome. So yeah, big up for first gigs being AC/DC with Bon Scott. Yeah, and it's. I mean, Blaze Bayley. I thought he did a couple of good albums with Iron Maiden, but it's a massive thing, isn't it? Yeah, big up to Tim Owens as well. But you see, Halifax Minster. Halifax, home of amazing gothic and doom metal in the UK. So all hail Halifax. That is a nice avatar, by the way. Yeah, cool. So I've never been to Halifax Minster. Is it so like Sheffield Cathedral isn't that old? I've been to Wakefield and Leeds and I'm not going to list all the cathedrals I've been to. Sorry, but yeah, is it? What's it like? Let's find out more about that. I might have to Google it in a minute. And yes, you can have a moment to hail all those working in education who are now going to have a well-earned rest. Thank you for everything you do, enabling, nurturing young people to kind of grow and flourish and discover themselves. Yeah, but I know it's a lot of work, and in this heat as well. And also all the stuff at the end of term, making sure everyone's got their reports, trips, levers, things, everything. Yeah. So yeah, big respect. And the Metal Methodist steering group chair is in the house, just wheeling in on her bike. Cool. Some days away at a conference. Nice. This is good. Hope it's a helpful one. Yes, Juice Attack for happening to pick this up. Brilliant. Good to be with you. And just remind before I forget, because I'll forget to do it later. If anyone's around tomorrow at 3 o'clock, we have our Metal Methodist meet for July at St. Paul's, Dronfield, and the one where Rachel is, which is Norton Lees. Both fantastic St. Paul's. But tomorrow we're at the one in Dronfield. I know we've got some guests coming from further up north, further up in Yorkshire. Whoops. So it'd be good to be together. And double Juice Attack for a piece of tea. Excellent. And the retro, your toothcake. No, that's why you get toothache. Is from eating too much cake with your tooth, isn't it? Yeah. Your toothcake completely healing. That's cool. I hope I don't know how you are at the dentist, but I hope it was as relatively manageable pain level, but also price wise, it's a bit challenging, isn't it? I had a grim time during lockdown. Yeah. What's Isabel up to? Okay, Dan Byrne and Caleb Landry Jones track on repeat this week. I have not heard this. Okay, I'm going to, when I put the next card, I'm going to go and quickly Google that. What sort of genre is it? What sort of milieu? It's got to chill. And yes, yeah. Well, and again, I think particularly some at Rock City that I made. I saw it at Wolverhampton as well, and just the step into those shoes and having to take the rib in, and even though he took it all in good stead, it just absolutely must. I don't know. I'd have been bricking it. It's like, whoa! So fair play, but the band Cathedral, yes. Yeah. They have finished, haven't they? They've kind of called it a day, but yeah, again, British doom metal, fantastic. Am I getting that right? am I thinking of somebody else? Royal Cathedral Swedish. Confused now. I should go back my previous issues of magazines to find out. Yeah, so in Sheffield, school's out. In Derbyshire, I think it's next Thursday is the last day. So most confusion for people like me on the border, betwixt and between. Hello, cool. Halifax Minster stands on the site of an earlier Norman church. Excellent. Wow. But built in the 15th century, so we're talking old then. That's cool. Is there any of the like Krypton, if you go down, is there any kind of like archaeology left that you can see? So I went when they redid the crypt at York Minster and kind of being able to see lots of history in the sort of rock and stuff. That's pretty cool. So yes, okay, I shall look for that. In the dark. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Cathedral, English Doom, Dorian. Thank you. I thought I was going absolutely bonkers then. Going, who was that? Who am I getting confused with? Swedish group. Anyway, enough whiffle waffle from me. Okay. Nice. Yes, it's been out a while. So schools closed today. So yeah, like in the Black Country. Again, all these places, home of amazing music. Yeah, the UK were pretty good when it comes to tunage, I think. Yeah, I mean, big up to all bands from all over the place, but yeah, it's nice to see key musical rock and alternative kind of musical sites represented this evening on the stream. So brilliant, and yeah, so thank you everyone. Thank you for sharing thank you for sharing what this day has made Yao say to the dark. But maybe also things have sucked. Maybe stuff has been heavy for you this week, not in a cool metal way. So if there is stuff that is on your mind, sucking your soul, pouring water over your pyrotechnic display, yeah, a chance to share that if it feels safe and appropriate, respecting your own confidentiality to do so. I don't know whose teeth I'm wearing today, but yeah, just because then it's not in you chewing you up, it's kind of out. And if we just acknowledge stuff that's in us, maybe that can be helpful. So a chance to share some of that, because then we kind of carry it together, and that sense of not having to carry it all on your own, I guess, part of supporting each other. So if that is helpful, please do let us know. Stuff that you want to let go of that's heavy, stuff that is getting to you, a situation you're going through, and just be assured of our concern, our hope for you, all our good thoughts, our sense of solidarity, I guess. So yeah, if you feel safe and comfortable to do so, stick us a comment in YouTube and Twitter. No, YouTube and Facebook. Or Twitter.
As the light fades from sight, all is lost into darkest night. Come and drink my fun.
So, yeah, thanks, Isabel. Dude, yeah, so sorry. Yeah, just, yeah, thinking of you. Yeah, and that sense when things just are there all the time, and yeah, just that overall impact on everything. So yeah, total love and prayers, and yeah, positivity your way. So if there is stuff that you want to lay down, let go of, or just acknowledge that it's a bit pants, and then by sharing that, acknowledging that, maybe it also leaves space within us to notice signs of hope as well. You know, so an invitation to share in these words, if you would like to do so, particularly if you are in a public place, please do so in your best death metal growl, symphonic metal warble, or black metal scream.
The principalities and will to power, the worms from within my own darkest hour. I confess all the regrets and the regrets, the burdens and fears, the lament and the tears. I lay them down.
And as we do, I believe that the universal force of love, hope, justice, peace, and welcome, the word I would choose for which I use is God, Panto Creator, all parent, comes running out to meet us in the person of Jesus of Nazareth, the original long-headed bearded dude, saying, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden, even if you do not like Iron Maiden, but why would you not? And I will give you rest. May rest and peace and lack of pain and hope and resilience be yours in this at this time, in whatever way you need it." And this is awesome. You see, you can't keep it down. Yeah, Gary to Bloodstock anyway. Brilliant, fantastic. Yeah, good for you. That's wonderful. Have a fantastic time. And I think there's a band from Nottingham that I've recently come across, whose name has now gone out of my head. Darn it. They are black metal, extreme metal, with hints of a bit sort of groove stuff, but also kind of sort of a hardcore grindcore influence. I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, that doesn't help when you look at a bill with like billions of bands on, does it? But I hope it's an awesome one. So, and now, oh yeah, no, I forgot. Retro bought a Rick Wakeman Jones Sends to the Earth LP in a charity shop for £2 this week. Nice. So you buy it on vinyl. Oh, cool. Excellent. Oh, bit of prog. And now, reading from the Bible. What is metal? The Metal Bible. So metal, it's made of paper. So, Peaky, yeah, so I shall be at Greenbelt. We shall be in the Hope and Anchor tent. And I think possibly definitely not clashing with Goth Communion. I want to go to that as well. But we're going to do a kind of night ritual in the Hope and Anchor tent. And then I think take part in various panel discussions about, yeah, communities of faith, but gatherings of people that perhaps have not felt that they fit into mainstream expressions of faith. So yeah, it'd be awesome to kind of see you there and catch up. And definitely Gothic Communion, if I haven't seen you before then, that'd be fantastic. I think I've said this, but we're also going to be at Goth Weekend, October Goth Weekend in Bixby as well this year. So yeah, excellent, cool, fantastic. So a reading for today. Ironically, because I've got the baptism on Sunday, I'm going to use his reading on Sunday, but never mind. So it's from John chapter 7. It's from verses 32 to 52. Do I need to read all that? Really? Okay. Okay. On the last day of the festival, the great day, while Jesus was standing there, he cried out, "Let anyone who is thirsty come to me, and let the one who believes in me drink." Drink. It's a father track. None. I love my brick. As the scripture has said, out of the believer's heart shall flow rivers. Vikings back again. Rivers of living water. Now he said this about the Spirit, which believers in him were to receive, for as yet there was no Spirit. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, because Jesus was not yet glorified. I mean, so Jesus, it talks about Jesus being baptized by John in the River Jordan, and it talks about the Holy Spirit descending upon him, and it looked like a dove, or he, she, it looked like a dove. And maybe people saw that it was done so that people understood what was happening. So kind of the Spirit is there because the Spirit has been there since the beginning. It's the female, in Hebrew, ruach, which is the breath, spirit of God, that breathes over the cosmos, the chaos, the waters of creation, and creation begins. Yeah. But when they heard Jesus talk about living water, some of the crowd said, this is really the prophet, so the one they've been looking for, God's chosen one, sent to liberate them from Roman oppression. This is the Messiah. He's a naughty boy. Blessed are the cheesemakers and all producers of dairy products. But some asked, surely the Messiah does not come from Galilee, because we all know what those people from Galilee are like. Has not the scripture said that the Messiah is descended from David, and it comes from Bethlehem, the village where David had lived? So there was a division in the crowd, a bit like, we were talking earlier about Bon Scott, or I mean, Tim Ripper Owens or Blaze Bailey, kind of like, well, hold on. We have all this expectation of this back catalogue, and like you're coming here doing something different, and we don't know. This is not what we wanted. This is not what we expect. We're not convinced. And some of the crowd going, no, it's not bad. And so that's kind of what's happening here. But some of them were so unimpressed that they want to arrest Jesus. And the temple police, or maybe a bit like the fun police, I don't know. And the temple police went back to the chief priests, so the religious rulers, leaders, and said, why didn't you arrest this Jesus guy? And the police said, never has anyone spoken like this. The Pharisees then said, surely you've not been deceived too, have you? Has any one of the authorities or the Pharisees believed in him? But this crowd, which doesn't know the law, they're accursed. So like, what do they know? Because it's kind of a popular thing. It's that band or that artist that is at the bottom of the bill, but over the weekend there's such a response that actually end up getting another slot further up the bill, and they're the thing that everyone remembers from the entire festival. Kind of that's what Jesus has done with this crowd. But the people who planned it all, I think they know how things should be done. They're having none of it. They're not impressed. And some of their own group, they're feeling a bit kind of betrayed and stabbed in the back from their own group, are kind of choosing to follow Jesus and listening to him. So what does all this possibly mean? I hear you crying. So these are some thoughts from a gentleman called Gary Best, who is another teacher, ex-teacher. Spent a while looking after the new room in Bristol, which was built by John Wesley. He of metal hair and founded the Methodist movement. He who committed to be vile by preaching out and about in the field so people could hear him, rather than just to the rich people in the church who could afford a pew in the seat. So, and he says this. So every morning in the Feast of Tabernacles, priests in Jerusalem filled a golden pitcher with water from the pool of Siloam, and then processed to the temple mines. This is like a ritual thing, a bit like his saying certain words each Friday when we gather like this. The surrounding crowds would blow horns and chant, "Wah!" like a sort of Gothic symphonic metal thing. The water and some of the wine were then poured over the temple altar, so to remind them of the water that was provided by the Israelites in the desert while they were wandering in the wilderness, searching for promised land, having lived out of slavery in Egypt. On the seventh and final day of this Feast of the Tabernacles, they marched through this thing 7 times. It's like the big kind of, it's like the headline bit at the festival. And this is when Jesus, and I don't know if people saw him, went, oh, it's not related. It's like the guy I saw at Def Leppard who had one too many sherbets and was clearly overcome with joy that Def Leppard were playing, you know, their hometown in the arena, but proceeded to ruin the entire gig by berating and shouting at everybody and everyone around him, and just being a pillar of the community by getting in the way and holding things up and stopping people seeing things. Maybe some people looked at Jesus going, what is he doing? Shut up, get down. You know, so we got carried away. But Jesus says, well, if you're thirsty, this water, it's a ritual, but actually I'm offering you living water, water that really satisfies not just kind of your physical thirst, but that spiritual thirst, that sense of what is life all about? What is the big story? Jesus says, I offer you living water, the meaning of life, 42. Yeah. And then, you know, people try to arrest it because, and the crowd are then kind of not happy with the kind of the leaders, because it's you know, the powers that be squashing kind of popular opinion and ordinary people. So we kind of asked to think about this. So the actual people who've been sent to sort it out kind of heard and saw something in Jesus that made sense to them, and it resonated. And maybe, you know, you're not sure about this whole faith God thing, but maybe there are moments in, whether it's at a gig, whether it's in nature, whether it's the beauty and wonder of science and maths, where you kind of just get that sense that maybe there's more, maybe that's what they experienced hearing Jesus. And I don't know, have you come across anything Jesus said that's kind of stopped you in your tracks, and kind of really spoken to you, or you've taken to heart, like those temple police did when they heard him speak? And then Nicodemus, so he's one of the religious elite, and he kind of risks everything by basically responding to what Jesus is saying, wanting to find out more, and kind of being an advocate for Jesus with the powers that be who weren't fans. Yeah, so I guess there's times and situations when we speak up when things don't seem just or right, but we're willing to stand up, even if it's going to draw attention to us. Maybe if we're worried about people's responses, have we done that? Would we do that? What would be the thing that made us do that, I guess? Yeah. So yeah, if any of that resonates with people, or if you're hearing that and something else has kicked off in your mind, then please do share, as you are doing. Thank you. It's not the Messiah, it's not even a naughty boy, it's Handel's Messiah. Yes, very good. Yeah, so yeah, do you stand up? Have you ever just been in a situation where it was just amazing and you couldn't keep it in? Yeah, I think I've shared this before, where I'm giving I like lots of music. I keep waffling on about black metal, but when I went to see Def Leppard, because I think Def Leppard was the first kind of proper gig I ever went to when I was 13 at Dunbolly Stadium, and when they were playing Apollo, I think it was the cover album they did, and I queued all day. For the morning, I was the second in the queue, and the doors open. I ran down the front, and I had to sit through Cheap Trick. Nothing wrong with them, but not my cup of tea. Just in the whole knobbled guitar thing, just like, and another band, Scottish band, really famous, but I had to sit through all that whilst keeping me space at the front, and as a bass player, bass players are my heroes, and Rick Savage, his leotard jumpsuit thing, kind of stood there, and I'm here. I looked down, and I looked up, and all that came out of my mouth was, "I love you," and lots of people did similar to what they did to Jesus there, kind of going, all right, mate, great. Yeah, to the point where I'm fairly sure he went over, searched for Joe Elliott. Joe Elliott looked over. I'm like, oh no. But yeah, all right. Something had to come out of my mouth, and of all the things that you could say when you meet your heroes, I just kind of went, but have you ever that situation where something is so good, and you're caught up in that moment that you just can't keep it in. You just kind of got to go, woo, this is awesome. And yeah, have you been judged for that? And are there things that you do speak out about, whether it's stuff that feels unjust, whether it's the way that you've been treated, and in a not okay way, and this thing about Christians being called to be salt and light. Salt can be confused for sugar. Sugar is nice and sweet, but it's not about being nice. It's about adding flavour, and sometimes speaking into stuff that isn't right can be painful. Add some grit to it, but actually it helps it heal. It actually brings wholeness. So yeah, have you ever had that situation? I think with my ADHD, I think I have an overdeveloped justice button, which I think is apparently quite a common trait. But yeah, there are situations where that ADHD just gets slightly better at me. I've responded to a situation that probably has nothing to do with me, and I really just but it just doesn't seem right. Yeah, so I think sometimes I wish I could just shut up. I mean, as you probably all wish as well, but I could shut up. But there we are. Yeah, does any of that echo with anybody? Have you had similar experiences? Is there anything going on in the world at the moment that just feels utterly wrong, and that you feel you need to speak out about? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what. Yes, yes, absolutely, yeah, and yeah, and call it out, call it out. And this is what Jesus does time and time again. This thing about if someone says, "Oh, can you carry my pack for a mile?" Carry it for 2 miles. Wasn't about being really kind and generous and making yourself suffer in Roman occupied Middle East first century in that heat. It was about the Roman army, as the occupying forces, were allowed to just nobble anybody who wasn't Roman and go, "Oi, carry my bag," on their long marches. And so, but they would be in trouble because the law would only stipulate for an hour. So if you carried it more than that, they would be getting the telling off and stripped down from their commanding officer. So actually, it's about bringing people down and raising people up, and about equality. Yeah, so absolutely. Cheers, Retro. Yes, yeah. I think sometimes it can be really hard, can't it? Because you think, everyone's got an opinion, and they want to tell you that opinion about you, or how you live, or how you look, or the things that you value. I mean, that's fine. You can have your opinion, but you don't necessarily need to tell me, thank you, or about somebody else or whatever. And then sometimes, yeah, you can think, well, you can't beat them and join them. But I don't know about you, because I think that there's something, maybe it's just living water that Jesus says wells up within us. It's not Jesus gives us it, but it's kind of bringing that out within us, like a fountain. And that, I guess, it's that integrity, that congruity within ourselves. That yeah, it probably would be. Sometimes, yeah. Do you know what? Stuff it. I'm just gonna whatever. But actually, faced with those choices, I think quite often something I find that I just can't, because I wouldn't feel okay about myself afterwards, because actually I'm compromising myself at my own values. Yeah, I don't know if you find that, but yeah, it just doesn't stop me going, do you know what? Rah! Yeah, yeah. That actually, yeah, just as part of sort of singing, you can go your own way. But yeah, actually, and there is something about standing up. And so I'll be listening to something today. It's on BBC Sounds. I think it's a series called Antisocial, where it's about kind of all the culture war stuff, trying to get people on opposing views. People are like, no, 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 but actually kind of like hear each other out, and why the stuff matters from a different perspective to your own. And today they were talking about the responses to the horrendous manner of the death of Anne Widdecombe. And some of the responses that people have made because of the stuff that she's stood for in her role as an MP, stuff that she stood for because of her own faith and understanding of Bible and her own Roman Catholic faith, and also, as a conservative and then, reform member, and just that kind of lack of humanity, I guess, and saying, well, yeah, I don't know why I started to say this, but actually, then there are people saying, but even if you fundamentally, absolutely, with all your being disagreed with the sort of things she stood for, or said, or the policies, or whatever, each person made in the image of God. Each person is a bearer of the divine, and no one deserves to, but actually, even if you disagree with her, then actually there is something about her own integrity that she didn't fit the mold of many other people who perhaps say what they think will get them their votes. So there's something about that integrity, even if you disagree with what the person stands for. And that isn't a political statement or meaning to be. I'm just saying in terms of the responses following her death. Well, hello, Rachel. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, and that people of different faiths. Yeah, but quite often faith means that you have a particular view. And do we critique anyone who stands up in the public sphere as a representative and expresses their convictions from faith? And I guess even within within the Christian religion, there are, including myself, being absolutely frank, her views around, for me, human relationships and stuff. That's not the way that I understand the Bible, even though we've read the same book. I think if she's reached those conclusions, or anybody reaches those conclusions, it's still how we then respect each other and see God in each other and see each other through heaven's eyes, and create spaces where people are able to be fully within themselves. And that does mean, at times, I've talked about standing up and speaking out, perhaps sometimes not speaking out, because actually to do so would make somebody else feel unwelcome, unsafe. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite, I suppose it's quite tricky, and there's some discernment, and there's some reflecting to be done about how we treat other people. Thank you. All that talk of living water has made me thirsty. So, is there anything that you want to bring as and for prayer this week? And whether I have something to do at 7 o'clock. So just invite us to join together in these words.
To the one in whom all people and all creation have their being, may your kingdom come, your will be done, as above, so below. Sustain us for this day. Show us grace as we seek to show grace to those we feel have wronged us.
There she is.
Save us from the worst that is within us and within this world. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory are yours, now and forever. Amen.
And now the notices. I'm repeating the notices from earlier on. So thank you for being here and together tonight. If you are around tomorrow at 3 o'clock, because your team's at the World Cup and there's now better to do until Sunday if you're watching it, and Wimbledon's been gone, the cricket is, let's just not talk about it. Or you don't fancy doing many of the jobs around the house that you probably think you want to be doing. 3 o'clock tomorrow, if you can get yourself to Dronfield in Derbyshire, just over the border from Sheffield. 3 o'clock, St Paul's on Green Lane. We have a Bethel Methodist meet, so a chance to hang out on site. Also putting some stuff on the stream as well at 3 o'clock, so feel free to join on site or online. Music tomorrow includes Skindred, Nirvana, Machine Head, Bring Me the Horizon, Saxon for good measure, and various other bits. So yeah, we'd love to see you if you can be, or to join together online. If you can handle it twice in 2 days, you can put it with me. And I think that's everything for now. We'll, as we get to know more about Greenbelt and what we're doing and where it is, we shall let you know. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, so moments of recognizing our shared faith done well and done badly at conference. Yeah. I can't remember the name of the book. I think the guy's name was Luke Bretherton, who was a professor or lecturer at some one of the colleges or universities in London, and he got people together who were of different faiths, different kind of ends of political viewpoints, and social backgrounds and stuff, and he got them in this room. I just said, just speak to each other and say why this deeply held belief that you have, a conviction about something, why it's so important to you. And he was saying that at the end of that, the level of respect and friendship, even though people still fundamentally disagreed, was just immense. Maybe it's like the truth and reconciliation process in South Africa. I know, like all of us and everywhere, still on a journey. But actually, when we talk about the stuff that is difficult, and we do it gently and in grace, and we listen as well, maybe we need to talk about that stuff as well in order to actually grow, learn, go deeper. I don't know, but yeah, and there are things that actually we are able to work on and do together, not by necessarily selling out on something that's really is what it is for us, but just being willing to see the humanity and the grace in other people as well. And again, I mean, I'll talk about this tomorrow, or give you away my talking bit for tomorrow. I think it's the story of someone accused of adultery, and everyone's like crowds surround this person, according to the religious law, this person could be stoned for this. Whoa, that's brilliant, let's rumble. A bit like down here where following the United Kingdom rally, suddenly people decided to turn up at the local place where there happens to be asylum seekers who've been living there very peacefully up until this point. And it was just like people just wanted to rumble, and literally wanting to throw stones at each other, as in this story. And then Jesus in this, he just bends down are like doodles or something in the sand. And then some of these people, they're all looking at each other. And maybe we see in ourselves the immense love and care and hope and creativity and wonder of the human race. And alongside that, we also know from within ourselves those things that we can do that aren't great, and the ability and capacity within each of us to do both those things. And so maybe that helps us have more grace towards ourselves as we seek to be the best we can be as people, and to be better, but also seeing that capacity for grace in other people as well. But yeah, that's really encouraging. Thank you. So thank you for being together. I hope to see you tomorrow, online or on site at St. Paul's. Until then, blisters and others. Sway with me, Metal Complin Fri-yay night ritual that we stopped calling Complin. Sway with me, Metal Complin.
May the peace of the all.
Press the wrong button. Where's it gone? I need to go to the opticians. I forgot to press the button.